Yo, what up guys? In today's video, we just rescued Jeff's 1981 Toyota pickup 4x4, and we are going to be getting it started. Long story short, it was at a mechanic's that did an engine swap. So this engine is all brand new. And like I said, long story short, he never finished it, and it's at the point where the motor was thrown back in, everything's put back in. All it needs is to be broken in. It has a new camshaft, so we need to break in the camshaft, and it's a new motor, so we have to break in the new motor, and that's it. So we're at the finish line here. We're gonna get this truck started, and the only other thing that we have to do is replace the heater core, because the one in there is leaking. So we're gonna replace the heater core, and then right after we do that, we'll get going on getting everything filled up, coolant, oil, and getting it timed, and then doing a break-in. So yeah, super stoked to hear this thing run and test out this new motor here. And I know Jeff is stoked. So anyways, we're gonna get going. We're gonna do that heater core. All right, so the coolant has already been drained, and we're trying to get access into right back in there. So yeah, I'll show you guys what I take off as I go. All right, so on this side, went ahead and took the cover here off, took out this heater hose right up here, and then took out this one right here, which I think this is for the dash, and I think this is for defrost, but either way. Also got these wires unclipped right there and there, and those are pretty self-explanatory. So then we'll do the other side. Then we got these bolts to get at right up in here. All right, on this side, took off this hose, took out that bolt, disconnected those two plugs, and there should be two bolts on this side, but I'm not sure yet where the second one is. As you can see, there's an aftermarket radio, so I don't know if it was modified. I'm gonna go get the other side and figure it out. All right, so found a bolt way up there. I was holding it in from the top, and I think all we have to do is disconnect these hoses that go to the piping, and I think that's it. All right guys, just got it out. So it turns out that trying to get the hoses in from the bottom here is damn near impossible. So I went ahead and took off the heater core hoses out here, right there and right there, and then just wiggled it out just like that. So now we can access the heater core down in there. All right, we just got it cracked open, got the plastic off. It's just held in by all these little clips. Cracked it in half, and now we have access to the heater core. Just gotta wiggle it out hard with one hand, but yeah, now we can replace it, tighten up our hoses, and then reverse get it back in there and install it. All right, so we got the new heater core in. That's the old one. And if you're curious where this heater core came from, just in case you want to get one. All right, so I'm gonna put it back together and get it back in there. All right, so we got coolant in the system, and there's break-in oil in the motor. So at this point, we just have to see if we can get it to fire, and then I'm gonna time it, And then since we have a new cam and a new motor, we're gonna start the braking procedure once we get it running accurately. So we'll get everything timed. But first we'll see if the motor wants to start. I'm not sure what the mechanic did before me, so we are assuming everything is put back together. I just put all this stuff back on, and everything looks good over here. So let's see what we can find out. All right, well, we got it to crank, but no luck with starting. So I just went ahead to confirm that the distributor is in correctly, and it looks pretty good. Wasn't sure, maybe it was off a tooth, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna put the cap back on and keep trying. All right, just a little update. Took the air box off, and I'm for sure not getting fuel to the carburetor. Took the fuel line off and confirmed no fuel is coming out of there either. I got it to fire on starting fluid, so just trying to diagnose the fuel, and then we should be running hypothetically. So yeah, gonna keep looking around. Not really sure why. I'm gonna try and spray some, or put compressed air through the return line, see if I get anything to come back out. All right, it's the next day, and still having no luck. So I went ahead and I took the fuel pump off of my truck, which I know runs and works good. Put it on, and still no fuel. So I start looking at the fuel filter, and it is gunked up. Whoever put it on backwards, so the fuel is coming in this way and going out that way. So you know, I didn't think that the fuel filter would clog it that much, but looking at it, it's pretty bad. So I figured it's easy enough. I grabbed the fuel filter off my truck, and I'm gonna see if that does the trick. All right, guys, well, found the issue finally. It turns out the return line and the line that goes from here into the fuel pump was switched backwards. So yeah, just swapped them, and we're finally getting fuel to the carburetor and got it to start. So now starts the tuning. All right, so it is the next day, and where we left off with this was I got it to run finally, but we were using this carburetor here. This is an aftermarket stock carburetor. I think it was bought off Amazon, but yeah, this shit sucks. But it just wasn't really running good. Got the timing light on it, and just couldn't get it at the right idle. So what we're looking at here, this is a California legal Weber carburetor, and I'm not sure what makes it California legal, but it does have the adapter plate. And so I went ahead and got this installed. We were going to use this the whole time. We just didn't have access to it, so that's why I was using that one. But now that we have it, got it installed, and got everything hooked up. So we have some vacuum lines that I had to plug up, had to wire in the solenoid, had to adapt the throttle here, had to lift it up a little. Anyways, got all that done. So now I'm gonna again try to start the motor with the new carburetor and get it tuned. I do want to mention that as soon as I got this motor running, I did break it in right around 1700 RPMs for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you know, just working out the kinks and stuff. All right, well, everything is finally wrapped up on the 22R here. I spent a lot of time tuning and didn't really show any of it, but spent a lot of time adjusting the timing, adjusting the idle speed, the air fuel mixture, and all of everything that goes into this. So finally got it running decent. We are still missing a fuel pressure regulator. So waiting for that to come in the mail to try and get it tuned even a little better, since the Weber does not like the high pressure that this pump puts out. So anyways, it's all hooked up. Didn't really go into all the details, but had to plug a couple vacuum lines and just figure out some minor things, but pretty straightforward. And yeah, this thing is done. It is running good for now. And we'll come back in 500 miles, do a tune-up here, change the oil, and check the valves, probably adjust the valves. And I believe tightening the head bolts is on that list too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for getting this truck up and running for my buddy Jeff. I also forgot to mention that this motor does have a performance cam in it. So yeah, you're gonna be able to hear it. So I'll show you guys what the motor sounds like.